serve a lot of people who need these services.
A nonprofit that helps the homeless now at risk of shutting down.
Why they'll have to stop their services in just a matter of days.
Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
Thanks for staying with us tonight at 6 o'clock. We begin tonight with Metro Police on the search for a man who is suspected of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of power tools and equipment, all from area businesses.
Our Rich Nye was at that home on the southwest side today where investigators found a ton of stolen property that they say the suspect stashed there.
Investigators collected suspected stolen power tools for several hours Thursday morning from a home on West Epler Avenue, a selection that could rival a hardware store.
He tried to sell me some tools a few times, but I didn't know where they come from or anything, so I said no.
A SWAT team came here Wednesday afternoon with an arrest warrant looking for a burglary suspect. They didn't find him, but they found his apparent loot and returned Thursday morning with a search warrant.
Police estimate they've recovered up to $200,000 worth of stolen equipment. They just keep bringing more and more things off this property, like riding lawnmowers.
Are you stunned by the amount of merchandise that's coming out of this place?
Yeah, I had no idea. I thought he had just a few items, but it's just, you know, I guess there are quite a few.
Investigators also collected rifles and even what's left of a shot-up car reported stolen.
I'm 79 years old and I ain't stole nothing, so what I've got is paid for. I ain't stole nothing. Don't plan to. And I don't like a thief and I don't like a liar.
Some clearly marked tools were already returned to their rightful owners.
Aggravates all of us is the fact that, you know, most of these tools are taken from people who work every day. These are all tools that people use for like construction or home remodels, anything like this. And this is the people who get affected the worst, because just like you and I, you know, something gets stolen, we're out that.
Call Metro Police with serial numbers if you think some of this might belong to you.
Thank you, Rich. A class project leads to a student protest and then 3 days of e-learning at Muncie Central High School.
Our Gina Galeros is finding out what happened and when those kids are going back to school.
Muncie Central High School is empty for a third day in a row as students learn virtually from home. Also happening, the school board is set to meet to discuss safety and security. It follows a class assignment by teacher Katie O'Connor, who asked her students to make posters about social issues. They did and displayed them in a school hallway. One poster appears to show an animal dressed as a police officer with blood coming from its mouth. The Muncie Community School Board says that specific poster divided some students and school resource officers.
They talked to administration and then our posters had to be moved. We couldn't have them out in the hallway anymore.
And Black Lives Matter!
In response, some students protested Monday inside the high school. The Muncie Community School Board tells 13 News it's been investigating and meeting with the people involved.
Where change is needed, change will take place.
School is expected to be back in person Friday with different resource officers. As for why the posters were removed, several referenced Black Lives Matter. Last week, the state attorney general called BLMA a political organization and advised public schools not to promote it. And that is the reason that Mrs. O'Connor, the teacher, says those posters then came down.
Unfortunately, COVID cases are climbing again across Indiana.
For a second day in a row now, we're seeing numbers that we haven't seen this high since early October.
Yeah, take a look here. The state of Indiana reporting more than 3,900 new positive cases. That's a 24% jump in just the past week. Hospitalizations and deaths, unfortunately, also going up.
The U.S. now is planning to buy 10 million doses of Pfizer's new COVID-19 treatment pill if it's approved by the FDA. According to a report, it will cost the government nearly $5.3 billion to buy the drug that's called Paxlovid. If approved, that drug then would be the first oral antiviral treatment of its kind. It could be prescribed as an at-home treatment at the first signs of COVID-19. The company claims the pills cut down COVID-related hospitalizations or deaths in high-risk adults by a whopping 89%.
We learned today CVS plans to close 900 stores beginning next year, but they aren't saying which locations. The pharmacy chain will be closing 300 stores a year over the next 3 years. All of this coming as CVS focuses more on primary health care. Certain locations are becoming health hubs that focus on clinical services and health products. CVS is saying employees impacted by the closures are going to be offered positions elsewhere in the company. A popular restaurant is coming to the east side of Indianapolis.
That's right. We learned today Chik-Fil-A is getting ready to open a new location on the east side. It's going to be located in the old Boston Market restaurant location on Washington Street. That's between Post and Mithofer, not far from I-70 and I-465. Chik-Fil-A not giving us a specific opening date, but they say the new restaurant is opening soon. To celebrate, they're going to be giving meals to 100 people who are making an impact in their local communities.
The countdown is underway, and we're excited about this. 53 days away now from the college football championship game here in Indianapolis, taking place at Lucas Oil Stadium on January 10th. And there's going to be plenty of action outside the stadium, like free concerts on Monument Circle. Some of the acts include Doja Cat, Sam Hunt, and 21 Pilots. Organizers tell us moving this national championship game to our city was an easy choice.
We decided we wanted to bring the championship game north.
Okay.
And Indianapolis was the obvious place. It checks all the boxes. Great facilities, great volunteer base, great people. They know how to do big events, and we've just been delighted with everything so far.
We certainly know how to put on big events. Earlier this year, Indiana hosted all the March Madness with most of the games here in our city. The host committee expects the big game to bring in about $150 million to Central Indiana. The events get underway January 8th with the football championship January 10th at 8 p.m.
Weather-wise, the sun was out, so that was great today, but the temperatures were lower and the breezy temperature, the breeze didn't help either.
It didn't. Mark and I walked this morning and we couldn't wait for the wind to be at our backs because it was like blowing and then blowing. It's cold. It was a cold wind.
Well, it was, you know, and so what do we have tonight?
Cold. In fact, temperatures, this map really is kind of astonishing how much colder we are compared to 24 hours ago. We're down 23 degrees in Indianapolis and Muncie and Bloomington and Greencastle. Terre Haute too. We're down 27 degrees in Kokomo. It is going to be a cold evening. We have temperatures in the 30s and low 40s. 33 Kokomo, already down to 38 in Indianapolis, hanging on to 40 degrees in Bloomington. Sunset happened for us at 5:27. Few clouds around early this evening, but overnight temperatures with clear skies will fall into the mid-20s. What to wear on Friday? Grab the heavy coat and the sunglasses.
When I sing hallelujah, will I be able to speak at all like an only imagine?
Fans will have to wait a little longer to see Mercy Me in concert. We'll tell you why they're delaying their indie show.
Plus, helping those who help others, what a nonprofit needs now so they can continue their work with local homeless.
My husband was in the hospital for around 70 days, and we didn't think he was going to come back, you know, to us, and he did. It's a miracle.
Some good news over good food. Dave Calabro heading to a classic drive-in in Speedway where customers are sharing with us what's making them smile right now. That's next.
You're watching 13 News.
Happening now, we learned today that popular Christian band Mercy Me Now is going to delay their concert they had planned here for Indianapolis.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Sunday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, but now it's been rescheduled because several people on the tour tested positive for COVID. Mercy Me is now postponing a total of 7 shows.
And they've rescheduled. They want to come back to Indy now on February 22nd. If you have a ticket, it'll be good for that new date. But if you can't attend that date, you do qualify for a refund.
All right, the a cappella group that started at IU is bringing its show to Indy for the holidays.
I love Straight No Chaser. This is a great show, and they're coming back this year performing at the Mirage. They're going to be there next month. The shows are the 18th and 19th of December. Tickets on sale right now, and they start just under $45.
The group burst onto the scene about 12 years ago with their version of 12 Days of Christmas. At this concert, they'll be performing even more Christmas songs with their own signature twist on them. Angela?
I can't wait to put on Christmas music, but I am waiting until the day after Thanksgiving. Live Doppler 13 radar is quiet now, but I do have rain and snow chances in your 7-day forecast.
There's a local group that serves the homeless here, and they now say their work is in jeopardy.
We've got the important piece of equipment they desperately need to continue helping others. That's next.